Yo, what's up, guys? Good morning. Good morning. Um, Hold on one second, guys. Display capture. I want this one. All right. So. Let's go over where we are on the charts right now. So I told you guys yesterday that I didn't. I wanted this sell side to hit right here, which I think is going to hit now, if I had to guess. I didn't get an entry because I was busy setting everything up. This was pretty good. I wouldn't say it was A plus. So obviously on the hourly, we have this inverse, but we never actually inversed it, so I couldn't take that entry. Um, this is really tempting to take, guys. Should I short it? I don't think so. But you can see here that we swept. Did we even sweep anything? No. I mean, we swept this little internal high right here without sweeping this one. I'm looking for a short setup in here. So if we get like some kind of a 1 minute inverse, I'll take it. This 1 minute wasn't bad because we took out this internal high that also took out 830. So I actually kind of like that. But nothing that I would really take that's AAA plus. Yeah, so it doesn't look like I'm going to get anything here. But obviously we're looking to take out the sell side. On the hourly, we have all this low resistance liquidity. We've run a lot of it already. But what I would really like to see is this get taken out and then maybe we get a reversal play later in the day. I'm trying to see if we formed any equal highs here. On the 1 minute, I don't see anything just yet. Oh, guys. So we do have this set of equal highs that formed. So I really like these for a target later today. So if we can take sell side out and we turtle soup, these highs will be what I'll be aiming for. So I wanted to go live. I wanted to go live earlier today during PPI when we had this pretty big move, but I wanted to see sell side get hit before anything, so I didn't really take anything personally. But yeah, that sell side is really looking nice to get hit. And then hopefully we get a reversal afterwards. Maybe we get another trade into the... So there's a 15-minute fair value gap here that we have yet to touch. Right, there's this, I think ICT called this out yesterday. But we have this very obvious 15 here that we have not touched yet. So I'd like to see us trade down into that. And then we get our setup from there. Ugh, I hate how laggy my computer's being right now. But yeah, that's what I'm looking for, guys. What I'm gonna guess happens here is we're just gonna kind of like chop around in here. We'll hit it during the macro, and then maybe we'll get a setup afterwards. I do like this 1 minute fair value gap for a long after. Give me 1 second, guys. I'll be right back. All right. So, okay, we still haven't hit these highs. So what it would be really good here is maybe a trade back into this 1 minute, sweep this high, and then an inverse to take it down. I would take this. I want to see this 4 hour get hit, or this 15 minute, and I want to see this sell side get hit. Yo, what's up, Benoj? Good morning, bro. So if you guys look again on the 4 hour chart, this sell side I think needs to get hit. I think we need to trade into this 15-minute gap before we get a push higher. We have equal highs above, which will be a target for me. But just keep in mind, guys, we also have equal highs up here. Okay. This is pretty bearish. Okay. We made a high and then we swept the high and we made another high. We swept that high. Huge down move. And then we basically had this Judah swing. I think this was on Wednesday, so yesterday. And then we completely collapsed. So we could easily still be further bearish today. We could even come down to this volume imbalance. We can trade into this 4 hour or this daily, I mean. So there's a lot of bearishness here in my view. Now we could come up first and take out these equal highs and then continue further down. I don't know. But what I'm looking for here, like for example, if we inverse this 1 minute, right? If we form a 1 minute right here within the macro, hopefully we hold this. I think that'll drop us down to this sell side. So that's what I'll be taking on a live account if we get it. But until that point, I won't be taking anything. But hopefully it forms a 1 minute here, and then we can take that short. And guys, today is a funded day and my live account. So again, guys, if we collapse below this, I think this will be a great short down to this sell side. I'll be happy to take that. And then if we get to the sell side, I think we'll go down to this 15 minute, right? So that's what I'm seeing. Okay, so we're looking for a 1 minute close below, guys, right? Why is my clock not working? What the heck is going on? Okay, so it's a pretty big collapse. I think this is a great short. Just wait for the close, obviously, of the candle. And that is the close. So I'm in there short, guys. And my stop is going to be a close back above. Take profit is going to be at the sell side and then this 15-minute fair value gap. Obviously, so when we hit this low, I'm going to move my stop to break even, by the way. And again, a close above the 1 minute fair value gap will be my stop for the trade. Okay, so still waiting for that low to get hit. Okay, nothing yet. All right, my stop is now at break even, guys. It's a free trade. So if we come back into this 1 minute, I could care less. I want to see a complete down move here. I don't want to see it trade back in. If it does, again, I'm going to get stopped out on the trade, but that's okay. And I got stopped out, guys. So that's okay. Again, I'm not trying to short when we've already had such big down moves. But again, that was a completely break-even trade for me. I entered right here on the body close, and my stop to break even was at this low. So now what'll probably happen is we'll trade into it slightly and then go down, but it doesn't matter to me. I'll watch it go without me, trade into the 15, and then hopefully we'll get a long from there. You guys understand what that trade was about? Again, this is how I manage risk, guys. I'm not, first of all, I try not to short very much. I'm more of a long trader because the market goes up far more than it goes down. But I do still think this is going to be a short down to these lows. Yeah, exactly. I'll listen. I'll call myself. Wow, Tesla's down to 322. I'll call myself a perma bull because yeah, the market goes up like 75% of the time. Why am I trying to short more than I long? I think that's a statistical disadvantage. So another trade into the 1 minute fair value gap here. I fully expect this to drop to the sell side here. I just don't know how they're going to do it. And again, we're in the macro time, so I'd like it to happen here. But again, so this is where they get sneaky with these shorts, okay? This internal low got swept by one tick and we're moving higher here. So that tells me one of two things. Number one, it's that we're coming up to rebalance this 1 minute, which is probable. But I would have preferred to see the rebalance of this 1 minute before this low got swept. Because if they're trying to play tricks on people, they'll sweep this low to create liquidity. They'll push it higher again and then they'll dump it later. There's a lot of manipulation they can do. And so I'm not interested in taking part in that. 0 versus infinity. So you guys see how they're driving it pretty close to the top of the 1 minute here. Again, I'm not interested. Once this low gets swept, I'm not interested in taking part of the move short. Because if I am incorrect and they use this liquidity to manipulate up, then I'm gonna get smoked. And I'm trading with pretty big size here on my funded and my cash accounts, so I'm not trying to get chopped around. And we'll see if this helps or hurts me in this case, but I know from data that it typically helps a lot more than it hurts. Yo, what's up, Dal? Good morning. So for those of you guys who are just tuning in, I did take a short here. I have my funded account on a separate screen. I can log into an eval if you guys want on this account. I think I have one eval left right now. There was one that I gambled on, so it's like at 57,800 or something. But I don't think it's really that important to be on an eval. If you guys want, I can later, but I have my funded here, and I will tell you guys what I am logging or what I am doing on my live account. I have one trade so far. I'll show you guys the executions on it. This is the funded. So I shorted at the body close of this candle. There was a small retracement, so I got in right here, and I moved my stop to break even once we hit this low. And so, yeah, I wanted to see it continue down, but it did not, but that's okay. Okay, so it should probably do it here, if I had to guess, right? We fully rebalanced the one, and now we're trading down. Again, I'm not interested in taking part of the short anymore because of this low liquidity sweep, but I will watch it go without me, and hopefully we'll get some kind of a long setup. Ideally, if we can close above this 1 minute FVG for a long setup, I would target these equal highs later in the day. So do you guys see what I'm aiming for here? I'm waiting for that 15-minute IFEG release. 15-minute what is an IFEG release? So I pointed this out yesterday, and I think ICT also called this out. There's a 15-minute fair value gap here within the daily below sell side that I think is going to hit. I called all this low resistance liquidity. Yes, last night I actually took a trade here on the 5 minute. Where was it? I entered, where did I enter it? I think I entered right here. And I took it down to this internal low. Or no, I took it, I can't remember, guys. I have to look at my executions. It was either here or here, and I took it down to this internal low. And then I had to cut the remaining half of the position when we hit this internal high. But now we're taking out all this low resistance liquidity. We left this liquidity yesterday, so I think that is the target. But again, I'm not interested in taking part of the short because I already had a trade into the short and I got stopped on it. So I'm not trying to take another one. A lot of the times, guys, so if your first trade doesn't work out and you have a good model, a lot of the times the reason that they're stopping people out is because they're doing some kind of crazy manipulation. So it's better if you take a trade, right? You have a target and you get stopped out, just leave it and wait for the next setup. Try not to enter multiple times into the same target. I hope that makes sense. Doll reversal. So you guys see how they're also kind of generating even more liquidity here? So let's say we get another leg. Let's say we come up and we hit this high and we get another 1 minute inverse, I will try it again. But until we get another leg of price, I'm not going to short here. Even though it looks really enticing to do, I'm not going to do it. Dude, Bitcoin is getting, Tesla is getting smoked. Let's take a look at some of my other. So guys, if you remember, I added ASML. You guys were asking about that yesterday. And I think we're having a huge pop. Look at this, guys. I'm already up 10% on this position after adding down here at the lows. Wild. Like the concepts, I think it was Dal that was asking about this, or it was 3-bar reversal that was asking about this monthly fair value gap that I added from, and we're already up 10% on this position. Let me see what Riot's doing today. We had a terrible day on Riot yesterday. Obviously, it had huge days, so it makes sense. Down 2%, down 12% yesterday. But yeah, if you guys want me to cover those long-term positions, I will. But you guys can see that huge reaction off AMSML straight off of the monthly fair value gap. You can see right here what kind of a reaction we got. This is the buying pressure, because people think that the market's run on buying and selling pressure. I'm telling you right now, they're running algorithms, and there's a lot of people with big money that know about the algorithms and how they work. And I think that's why you get these huge reactions from these levels. So again, we're engineering more low resistance liquidity here. I think this is going to dump. Hopefully they do it here, guys. Again, we have all this LRLR. I'd rather them just dump it now. But they could easily do some kind of a thing where they manipulate it higher first and then lower. I just don't want to be part of it anymore. You guys see that? How they're manipulating it higher now? It's crazy how they do this. So everybody that's short now probably has their stop above this high. I would not be surprised to see it get there. You know what's so funny, bro? One of my best friends calls me Tony Stark all the time. That's pretty funny. But I've never gotten that from anybody else apart from him, so that's hilarious. Okay, so hopefully that was the final sweep of the wick there. So like you can see that this wick took out all these highs. So if you're short, you better pray that this is the down close candle that's going to come back and close below this body. But if it doesn't, then you're kind of screwed for shorts for now. That's so funny though, Doll, that I've never heard anyone say that before until he said it like, I don't know, a few years ago, and then you're the second person that said that now. So look at this, guys. We came down and came close to the body, but we still are holding it, so don't be surprised if you get stopped out here on your shorts, if you're in a short. Yeah, they're making it really difficult to find an entry here, but again, I think this is the draw right here, and then this 15-minute fair value gap. I just don't know how they're going to get us there. Hopefully they just do it right now. Came close there to the body, but we're wicking again. So I think people are going to get stopped out on this. Choppy, choppy, exactly, guys. Again, I took one trade. It should have followed through. You guys can see that V shape there, that little, let's see if we get it close below here. So you can see this obvious V shape here. I took a short right there and I got stopped out once this low got swept. So you would expect that to be, you would expect this to be where the short works, but they're doing all of this nasty stuff. So I got stopped out right there. So again, I'm not interested in being part of this move anymore. I want to see it sweep this low and take out this 15-minute fair value gap, and then we'll look for longs. But until we get that, this is all just manipulation here. Right? If this was a real, truly bearish market currently, this would have, I mean, and especially when we tagged this 1 minute high here, this should have just completely collapsed us. The fact that we're doing this means we're probably going to come up here, and then maybe we get the manipulation afterwards. So if we get another 1 minute short, like right here, I'll try this, especially if we get a sweep of this high first. So we're taking liquidity out to the upside, and then we get another 1 minute inverse. This should definitely take us down. So I actually really like this, guys. If you're looking for a short model, yeah, this 1 minute was decent. Again, it's kind of small, but yeah, especially if we get back into this general area, I would not be looking for shorts. Obviously, at that point, these equal highs would come first. And also, if we inverse this 1 minute, then the equal highs could easily come. But the tough part is here, guys, is that we don't know which one's going to hit first. I like inverse fair value gaps, but I care about liquidity more than fair value gaps. So like in this instance, even though I want these equal highs, let's say we get an inverse and then we just completely collapse again, then I'm just going to get smoked, right? So this wouldn't be half bad, right? Because we did sweep this internal liquidity. So I actually do still like the 1 minute short here. So basically what I'm going to wait for ideally is whichever one gets hit first, and then we'll target the other one. That would be the best setup. I'll go small size if we get this 1 minute inverse. I would prefer to see this liquidity get swept first though. So based on the displacement of this candle, I'll decide if I'm going to take this short or not. So if we see it in one candle, I'll take it. Otherwise, I won't. Why is my clock not working, guys? Does anybody know? If I edit widgets, clock, if I add it, okay, there we go. Oh, now it's working. Why is that? Okay. Oh, so now they're both working. So let's remove this one. Oh, now neither of them's working. Okay, let me remove this again. Let's add a clock here. Okay. So you guys see how now we're messing around again. So we got pretty much 15 seconds until 20 seconds till the candle close. We really would like to see this fully red. Again, we did sweep this internal high, but I'd rather us sweep this first and then get the dump. But if we do get it on this candle close, if it's really nice, then I think it'll be a good short. We have all this, again, and engineered liquidity to the downside. It's not as perfect as I'd like, but it's still there, so no close there. So guys, I already, just based on what I'm seeing here, I don't like how these candles are just kind of back and forth, back and forth. I'd rather see the sweep, and then we can look for the long. Let me look at the 3-minute chart. 2-minute, 5-minute. Yeah, it's really good. It just gives you a better idea of when the candle's going to close. So like if I like a 1-minute fair value gap that I'm looking to go for longs, and it's very like it's not even close to getting the 1-minute close. Sometimes I will front run depending on how many seconds are left. Only though if liquidity is swept first. But let's see what we get here on this 1-minute close. Okay, so again, no 1-minute close below the fair value gap, so not a good short yet. So what could easily happen here is they dump the candle really quick before anyone has a chance to enter. That's sometimes the issue with fair value gaps. But so far, this looks like it will be a good short. I just want to see the close below the 1-minute. Do we have a 2-minute one? No, we don't. So the only time frame that I like here is the 1-minute chart. Okay, so looks like we're about to get the close, guys, so I will try this. If we get the close. And stop will be a 1-minute close back above the fair value gap. Which already looks like is going to happen. So if this loses, it'll be my first loss on the day. But again, we want to see a close above the 1-minute. Which looks like we're going to get right now. Yeah, so that was the stop out, guys. I had a hard stop because I don't want it to go too far here because I think it'll easily go up here. So again, that was a half size trade because again, it's super risky to be doing this, but yeah. You see how they're faking us out again here? Sucks, but yeah, this might have been the high, but again, I got stopped out on the first short for break even, stop out on this half size for a loss. And now we're getting a close back above on the 1-minute. This is disgusting, PA, guys. So I will be sitting out entirely until we see this liquidity getting swept. Yeah, so what could happen here, guys, too? Again, we could get this inverse one, take out the equal highs first, and then we get the low, the short. I don't know yet. But I'm favoring shorts more here, because again, I want to see this internal sell side get swept and a rebalance into this 15. But yeah, they're definitely making it difficult to get a position in here. I don't wanna be wrong. So one of the things I really like about inverse fair value gaps is it tells you, I think I've explained this on the stream before, but it kind of gives you an idea of when price action is going to be bad. Again, because I got stopped out on this first trade, the secondary trade, if we get an inverse and it doesn't work and immediately closes above, you know that this is manipulative price action. So if you get 2 losses in a row, I mean, 1 break even, 1 loss, and you see this, where we close above and we close below, you know that price action is going to be in like a chop model. So you know to sit out. So instead of me like now going on tilt and saying, oh, I want to take another trade, I'm going to lose now, let's take another trade, blah, 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 blah. You sit out and you just wait for one side of liquidity to get swept and then you target the other. So the perfect move here would be a crazy manipulative candle down, sweep liquidity, enter the 15-minute fair value gap, and then we get the inverse long to the equal highs. That would be perfect. So probably going to get it now, guys. But again, I'm not trying to front run this. I know that this PA is really bad now. So why would I be entering this with a live account? The really, really good thing here would be a sweep of this internal high and then we get the inverse down. That would be the only A+ thing that I would consider now. All right, because this is liquidity and everyone that's short here has their stop above this high. So maybe they do one last sweep above and then we get a really good 1-minute inverse. But apart from that, I don't think I'll even consider anything. I don't want to be right. Am I wrong? Okay, so it looks like they're probably going to do it here, but again, it is what it is, guys. Don't chase price. Just let it do its thing, and then afterwards, you'll get your long. Hopefully, we'll get the long. Imagine if they don't take it out here, and then they just kill everybody with another move higher. That would be wild. So we just swept the internal liquidity, but really, really hope that they take it down further here. So imagine if they swept this low and then they reversed it again. So this looks really good, guys. If we get a trade into the 15-minute and then we get a 1-minute inverse here, this is a long that I would consider. Okay, so you guys see how they messed everybody up. 1-minute inverse here, closed above it, closed below it, closed above it again, and then they made the real move. I want to see a trade into this 15-minute gap, and then if we get this 1-minute inverse, guys, that is going to be an A+ long. Your first partial will be at this internal high because everyone that's short has their stops at this internal high. And then, of course, if we inverse this 1 minute, it's game over. I would take a partial here in case we don't get the 1 minute close, right? Because this is the real PD array right now that's holding down price. Look at this immediate bullish reaction here. So again, if we get a close above this 1 minute, guys, I will take this long. stop to break even at this high. And then I would target the equal highs. So let's see if we get it here. It's just so amazing how it's an immediate bullish reaction. So do you guys understand the trade? There are equal highs here on NQ. Stop loss will be a close back below the 1 minute fair value gap. Take profit will be the equal highs. If you'd like to partial, you can partial at this internal high or this one. But for sure, have your stop to break even once we get here. So I hope you guys are learning. Like this chop here obviously is manipulation. They're trying to stop people out before the move happened. And now, again, if we get this 1 minute close, everyone that's induced short here is going to have their stops above these 3 highs, 1, 2, 3. And then the target for me on this trade would be equal highs. So we're looking at almost a 5-to-1 RR trade here. Again, it's going to be give or take more or less depending on if we're wrong, then this is obviously it could close lower than this stop loss. But again, the trade is only invalidated if we get a 1 minute close below the IFEG. But I think this looks really good for longs. Let me look at the 2 minute. 2 minute looks great too. Let's say we hold this level here for until 10:22, which is in just a few seconds. Then we'll have a really good 2 minute inverse too if you want to wait for that one. Personally though, just because of liquidity, I'm okay with waiting for the 1. This just looks too A+ for me not to take it. Now, it would be really great. So again, we're sweeping an internal low, sweeping liquidity, entering a bullish PD array, and we have an IFEG. So all of this to me signals a really good long setup. But again, this could be holding down price. So as soon as we hit this internal high, my stop will be moved to break even on the trade. And if I get stopped out, so be it. It saves me a lot more than it hurts me. I don't want to be wrong. The really awesome thing would be if we waited until this macro time at 10:50 for the long, but I could care less. If we get it now, that's totally fine. If you guys are risk averse, I would wait for the 2. Okay, we have a 2 minute close as well. But yeah, up to you guys on what you want to do. I think I'm going to wait for the... depending on the speed of the candle, I may wait for the 2, but I'll probably just wait for the 1. Let me just look at the chart here and see if there's anything I'm missing. No, this looks good to me. We're at all-time highs. I think we're very likely to come back up. But let's see if we even get the setup. If it just rejects here, then we might not even get the setup. So the 2 minute, obviously the fair value gap is larger. So if you're if you're entering on the 2 minute, your stop loss would be a 2 minute close below the fair value gap. I think I'm going to try the 1. And who knows, this could be a sell day, guys, and it might not even give us the entry here. But again, a lot of people they say, oh, I see an IFEG, let me take the setup. It's not just about the IFEG, it's about the liquidity. We need to see liquidity being swept. We need to see a PD array that's bullish being entered into and a strong reaction out of it, like we're seeing here. And then you can use the inverse fair value gap for an entry model. Because you have to think about this, guys. Even if you don't believe that we're bullish today, if you believe that we're bearish, okay? Let's think of it in the same scenario, because either way, you should have the same bias here. If we're bearish and we close above a bearish PD array, what's likely to happen? Even if we are destined to take out this high, right? And then go down. If we break a bearish PD array, everyone in the market who's short has their stops above these highs. So the algorithm is very likely to spool price at minimum to these highs to stop out the shorts before the continuation. So whether you're bullish or bearish, when you see liquidity being swept and a bearish PD array being violated, you should immediately have a switch intraday to bullishness, at least to these internal highs, because you know that everyone who's short in the market has their stops here. So it doesn't matter if you're bullish or bearish today. Your bias will change immediately once a bearish PD array is violated after liquidity is swept, at least to these highs. So I hope that makes sense. Yeah. So you guys have to start thinking of the market differently. If you don't think that way, I think you're missing out on a lot of opportunities. Dude, Tesla's getting smoked. 317 now. That's wild. So if this 1 minute closes above, we're also going to have a 1 minute order block here too. So that should support price as well. But again, if we don't get the long here, I think we could easily see a sell day today. But I'm not 100%. But yeah, around the 1030 to 1050 mark, there's typically a reversal. And I really like these equal highs up here. So that would be my target. If you guys are looking for a huge move, then I wouldn't sell any of your position until we get to the equal highs. But I mean, I'll probably take a partial here and then I'll hold runners to the equal highs. I don't want to be wrong. So with 2 micro contracts, because I'm trading on a 50K account here, you're looking at potentially $360 for a $90 risk. So now you guys can see we're trading into the 1 minute here. Not a bullish reaction yet. So if we are truly bearish here, this PD array that's bearish should continue us to the downside. But if we close above it, we know that we're very likely to push at least up to these 3 internal highs. Oh, thank you, Kors. Yeah, guys, if you're in here, please like the stream if you can. Not if you can, you definitely can. It will help the algorithm for more people to see it. I'm just not looking at the YouTube, so I'm not sure how many people are liking it. So guys, we're close to getting a 1 minute long here. Also, the 2 minute is close to getting closed above. That has another 2 minutes to go, but Kors is always a homie. I appreciate you, bro. He's always helping me with supporting the stream. Okay, looks like we're gonna get the close here, guys, but let's see what happens. So far, no close. The 2 minute should close. But I think this looks really good for a long, guys. Kind of want to front run this. Okay, guys, I'm gonna front run this here. Very risky, but I think we're gonna get the internal highs here. Again, if you're in the 1 minute, you want to wait for the close. I don't know if we're gonna get it here, and I really do think this is gonna be a reversal. So I entered my long. Now, if we immediately get like a wick here, realize that it's a fake out, but I think we're going to these equal highs now. So, sorry, I wasn't recording, so I'm going to repeat what I said. I just entered early before the 1 minute close because I think we're at minimum going to this high. And then I think we're going to the equal highs here. So we did just get the 1 minute close, and I think we got the 2 minute close. So this is your entry here, guys. Stop loss will be, for me, a 2 minute close below this fair value gap. So if you're in on the 2, it would be a 2-minute close below this. Okay, if you really are risk averse, you can move your stop to break even at this little high right here. But I think at minimum we're targeting this high, and then if we inverse this 1, we should go up to equal highs. So again, guys, this high at minimum should get taken. Am I wrong? Am I wrong? That's just how I feel. Ooh. So we might get a trade into the 1 minute here. Maybe we come all the way down to the low of the 2. I don't know, but I definitely think this is going to be a reversal. Let's look at the 3 quick. And we got a 3-minute inverse. The 4 has not yet inversed. The 5 has inversed. So guys, I think this is a super great spot to go long. Again, it's up to you if you want to risk it, but I think this is a great trade. I am in on a funded account. Guys, what if they're changing the algorithms? What if they know everyone takes IFEG setups and they're reversing the markets because they know everyone's in this long? That's the only thing I'm fearful of. IFEGs are so good when you combine them with liquidity that who knows, maybe one day they're going to change the algorithm here. Yeah, but I think he always jokes about that course. I don't think he was being serious. So a 5-minute close above here, and we're looking to tap the low. So that's just how I feel. So again, guys, I'm going to wait for a 2-minute close below the fair value gap, which actually is down here. So just a heads up, guys. It's permissible for the market to trade all the way down to the low of the fair value gap. But I did I entered half size here, and I just added a second position down here. So I'm in this with a full size position. And again, a stop will be a 2-minute close back below this fair value gap. And then when we get to this internal high right here, I will move my stop to break even. Or this one, whichever you prefer. And then guys, if we inverse this 1 minute, right, there's a 1 minute fair value gap here that's holding down price, then I think that'll take us up to the equal highs. And if you're really risk averse, guys, you can move your stop to break even once this high is hit. I'm not going to, but you can if you'd like. Again, I'm waiting for this 1 minute or this 1 minute high to move my stop to break even right here. And who knows, maybe they'll wait until the macro time for the run to happen, which is at 10:50. But if you guys remember, somebody said they would look until Dahl said around 10:30, I'm looking for a reversal. It's now 10:33, and the reversal started at 10:33. So again, guys, if you want to move your stop to break even here, you can, but again, I'm not going to. That's just how I feel. And again, I'm in this on a funded account and a cash account on the right side of my screen. Okay, so again, guys, when this internal high gets swept, I'm moving my stop to break even. If you're risk averse, you can do it here because there is a possibility that the market will reverse from here. I don't think it will, but if you would like to move your stop to break even here, you can. If you're super risk averse, just know that if you do that, you could easily get stopped out and then the move will happen without you. So it sucks to have FOMO, but okay, guys, so I am now moving my stop to break even. We did hit this internal high right here, so the market could easily reverse here. And if it goes without me, if it stops me out and then goes later, I could care less. But sometimes that happens, and that's okay. If you are not risk averse, I would wait until maybe these three highs get taken and then move your stop to break even. If you want to take a partial here, you can as well. That's also up to you, obviously. I would like to see at minimum this high get swept. And then hopefully these equal highs. That's just how I feel. Okay, so we're almost going to sweep this high now. You know what, guys? I'm going to take a partial at this high because we're at the daily fair value gap too. So in case this is a reversal point, I do want to take some profits just in case it's a reversal and we continue downwards on the day. But again, I'm not going to take it until this wick is hit. Are we going to get stopped at break even? So my cost basis here, because I added one here and I added one below here. So my cost basis is at 20,079 flat. So my break even is a little bit lower than most people's. You might have gotten stopped out here if you are at break even. Maybe not. You shouldn't have gotten stopped out here, guys. Excuse me. Again, if you're risk averse, your stop should be at break even. I do think this is going to go at least to this high, but I will take a partial at this high. Guys, who's in this? Is anybody in this trade, or are you guys too scared? Okay, so if you were risk averse, your stop did not get hit, not yet. Is anybody in this trade, or is it just me? Okay, almost got stopped on your... So this is also a 1 minute OB, guys. Right, this set of 3 down close candles. So in theory, your stop really should be below the OB, but if you're risk averse, you would have it at break even already. Coors just closed his position. I think that's a bad decision, Coors, but at the same time, you are protecting your capital, which makes 100% sense. I think that's a great thing to do. So looks like this high is about to get swept. Let's see though. Yeah, guys, you guys got to learn to hold positions. Scalping is great in certain conditions, but I'm telling you right now, this is an A+ long. This works 9 out of 10 times, at minimum to these 3 sets of internal highs. So take partials at highs and leave the rest. There's equal highs up here. These are a magnet for price. I'm telling you guys, these are probably going to hit today. Clockwork, baby. Let's go. Guys, it feels so good to take good setups. Like you guys can see, just by the sound of my voice, I mean, I don't know if you guys could tell, but I felt very confident with this trade. That's why I was confident adding at this candle's high, even though it's not the best RR entry, because I knew that we're very likely to hit these highs, because I know that so many people that are short have their stops above here. So what'll probably happen here is we'll get a big candle above. There is, again, a chance that this is going to reject, but I think that the odds of it not hitting these highs, at least all 3 of them, is very slim. And it's just about market structure and understanding liquidity. You have to put yourself in the position of a market maker. Where are people's shorts? Everyone that saw this huge set of down close candles and shorted right here, all of them are freaking out. And where is their stop? Their stops are above this high, and this high. So at minimum, I would take a partial at one of these highs. Again, you could have taken it at this one. I'm going to take mine at this one. You can take yours at this one. And once this high hits, for sure, I would have your stop at break even. Because if we are truly bearish on the day, this is liquidity. They're waiting to stop out shorts, and then they'll continue the down move. Right? If we're bullish, we'll easily go back up to high of, I guess you could say high of day, right? Or high of before market open. And there's a set of equal highs there. So but everybody that's short is freaking out and they're moving their stops because they're like, oh, I don't want to lose money. So they move it above this high. And then if this gets hit, they're like, oh, well, what if I just move it to high of day? Because in theory, right, the market shouldn't go up anymore. And then they smoke them too. So that's the thesis behind the trade. Again, do whatever you would like to do. But I would say for sure once this high hits, or this one, whichever you prefer, your stop should for sure be at break even. Mine already is because my entry is down at this level right here. I bought one contract here and one contract here. So I'm around 20. I got a really low entry. 2079 is my cost basis. My buy limit was at 2180. Moving a stop loss if you aren't confident. Yeah. If you're short right now and you're moving your stops higher, telling you, I mean, nothing is guaranteed in the markets, obviously, but I think you're in for a world of pain. If you are short right now and you're moving your stops higher, that's wild to me. But even me, guys, I'm extremely confident with this trade. However, I'm still going to protect my capital here because I can always be wrong. The market can always manipulate. We could come down, for example, there's a 5-minute FVG here, right? We could come down, well, actually, the 5-minute is a little bit lower than the 2. But we could come down all the way to the bottom of the 2, stop everybody that's out below this low, and then the move can happen. So many different things can happen here. So if you guys are in and you haven't taken a partial yet, I would highly suggest doing so now or at this high, whichever you prefer. I'm doing this high because the daily fair value gap is up here. So we could easily use this as resistance to continue lower today. If you want, you can also hold a position to midnight if you'd like. But, I mean, we've tested midnight multiple times already, so could care less about that level. 8:30, we already hit once, so yeah. Am I wrong? But this is how you guys make a lot more money is you have to hold runners, guys. These equal highs are super likely to hit in my opinion. I wouldn't say super likely. I would say like a 75% chance these hit today. So I'm happy to hold at least one runner up to these equal highs. I've taken a partial, I've locked in half my profits, and now I'm going to be patient and wait for the rest of the move to happen. It's a lot more fun when you're holding a position, right? But again, lock in some profits here for sure, and then hold the rest. I'm trading MNQ though. That's fine. What's wrong with trading MNQ? The only thing, guys, is if you're trading a prop firm account and you have drawdown. So like my funded accounts, I don't have drawdown anymore because they're above the profit threshold. I don't have to worry about it. But for if you're like trading a prop firm account, I would move your stop above break even here because you don't want to like go in crazy drawdown on the trade, right? So we did technically get a close above on the 1 minute here. So hopefully this will continue higher. But again, if we're wrong, your stops are at break even now. So. Ooh. So in theory, guys, we should hold this 1 minute fair value gap in these order blocks. We can easily come down and test this OB as well. So like we could come down to the high of the OB right here. That's definitely possible. So I'll label this as an OB for you guys. But in theory, we should not really come much lower than this. And then we should push. Dull, yeah, don't do prop firms. You're saying like, yeah, don't do them, or I don't do them? Because I think prop firms are great for new traders. And even for, I mean, I use prop firms. The beautiful part for me about a prop firm, more than the fact that you're using other people's money, is the ability to set risk parameters. So like on a 50K account, I have a max loss of $200 and it locks the account after that. If you guys, so I used to have a pretty bad problem of going back into my prop firms and changing the risk parameters. Like when you go on tilt, you're like, oh, I can win this all back. So you have these risk parameters that you set and you can change them. But if you guys need a fix for that, I have a special lockbox. I can give you guys a link to it. And you can set a password on it. Like, for example, your girlfriend or your parents or somebody, they can set a password for you, or your siblings. And then you won't be able to access the lockbox for the whole day. So if you really have an issue with that, I can help you. So you guys can send me a DM on X. I have a surefire way that you'll never be able to log into your account. It requires a few different apps and a lockbox that's about $150, but it's really good. And yeah, so let me know if you guys need help with that. But so far we're pushing. And yes, Dal, I've heard horror stories too, but I don't really think that they're... If you're following... First of all, you have to use the right prop firms. I only use 2 prop firms, Apex Funded Trade, or Apex Trader Funding, and My Funded Futures. Those are the only 2 that I use. I think Top Step is decent as well. I think he's talking about in the sense that the prop firms don't pay out. I don't think the horror story is about people losing, because, I mean, if it's all about losing, I've heard way worse stories with live accounts because there's no control. You can literally lose $20,000 in a day on futures if you wanted to. Dude, Tesla's at 319. What the hell? Bitcoin's crashing. Riot's down 5%. But my ASML position's up 5%. And I think my Celsius position's up too. Let me check Celsius. Celsius is up to 2730. Okay, so guys, this is a long position I currently have on the hourly. Again, we took out very significant sell side. I think we're probably going to go up to 31 at minimum, probably 33. So if you guys are in Celsius, that's a good one. Looks kind of similar in structure to NQ right now in the 1 minute. You see how time is fractal, guys? Look at this 4-hour setup. We came down, V-shaped recovery. Very obvious bearish fair value gap that will probably be violated. Same kind of structure with NQ, V-shaped recovery. This is not really a 4-hour, but there's this very obvious set of down close candles that everyone that's short has their stop above this high and these equal highs. So what I'll probably do, guys, if we hit this internal high very early on, so like in this macro, I'll probably take my partial at the high. I'll take my full profit instead of waiting for the equal highs, just in case we get some kind of manipulation where we come all the way up, then get a half reversal, 50% retracement, and then the highs. So do what you want, guys, but I think that that's what I'll do. Yeah, 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 yeah. It is really fractal. Time is fractal. Every chart, whether it's the daily, the 4 hour, the hourly, the structure moves the same way. Whoa, 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 whoa. I'd like to see a really big push in this macro that we're starting right now at 1050. So what's really nice to see too is bullish PA and inverse of a 1 minute when a macro starts. That tells me that we're pretty likely probably to go up. So hopefully we get a very bullish reaction early on into the macro. I will say, guys, if you want to take a partial, we are in this 3 minute gap. Again, I am going to wait for the equal highs personally, but you guys can do what you want. There's also a 5 minute fair value gap that we have to close above. But this looks super bullish to me up to these equal highs. So I think we could also easily come back down and test this OB. That's possible, which is at 20,106.50. So keep that in mind, guys. But my entry is so low down here that if we're truly bullish today, this will never hit. If I'm wrong, obviously I'm going to get stopped out, but that's okay. And then especially if this 5 minute inverses, so this is the last PD array holding down price. If you haven't gotten an entry, then this is not a bad place to enter either. But I would probably wait for retracement. So if we get a 5 minute close above, you can wait for like a 50% retracement and then take your long. It's a little bit less risky, but that's up to you. Ooh. And thank God I'm recording this. We'll clip it for a video later. And for you guys that don't believe that this is in a live account, I think you can see that it's kind of light, but this is the trade of it live. I'm in a contract here. See that? Let me move it here so you can see. Trade of 8. I took half of my position off at that high you can see, and I'm letting the rest run. PA. Okay, if you guys want to take a partial around here at midnight, you're welcome to do so as well. We could reverse here, so just keep that in mind. We just missed midnight by a tick. Am I wrong? No, 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 no. Oh, yeah, 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 yeah. Whoa. Interesting that we missed midnight by a tick. I would have expected us to at least hit it for a reversal. Am I wrong? TP at equal highs for me as well. Yeah, good job, Del. I think that's a great area. Again, guys, if you're in a prop firm, I would suggest taking profits before the equal highs because we are likely to get retracements. If you don't want drawdown on your account, then I would suggest taking your profits early. Yeah, it's probably a minor retracement. Again, we could easily come back down and test the 5-minute OB. I really would rather us not go. What was this fair value gap I drew out? Was it a 5-minute? 3-minute? 2-minute? 1-minute? I don't know what this fair value gap was that I drew out, guys. But we do have a 5-minute here. So we could easily come down and retrace to the low of the 5. So just keep that in mind. I would rather us not go below the top of the 5-minute FEG, though. So. Yeah, so guys, no matter how confident you are, just understand that you can always be wrong. And if your stop is not at break even at this point, I am telling you right now, put it at break even. If you get stopped out on the rest of the trade, who cares? Okay, so we were trading below the 5-minute OB's high, which is not the best sign. But again, we want to see this 5-minute FEG hold. Hopefully it goes to the low of it and then we get an immediate bounce. But again, if your stop is not a break even here, I'm telling you right now, move it to break even. Because if we are truly bearish today, we're going to destroy all the bullish PD arrays here. And now, guys, we do have a 1-minute fair value gap. So if you haven't gotten an entry here, if we get a nice 1-minute inverse here that bounces from the low of this 5, this will be a really nice entry as well for a long. Again, I wouldn't be in it personally if you're not already in it from lower. So a lot of people probably got stopped out there if you only had one entry, and that's okay. Again, you took half of your profits. This is how trading works. It's a business. You took half of your profits and you got stopped out on the rest, and that is your trade for the day. I would be done. Don't enter another trade. You had a successful trade. That's it. What do you need to be trading again for? That's it. That's just how I feel. Okay, so we're testing the mean threshold of the 1-minute OB. What's the mean threshold? The 50% level. If you draw that out, I'll do that for you guys. This is the 50% level right here. So hopefully, I don't want to see us trade below this, honestly. If we do, then we're probably going to just collapse here. Okay, so I do like that the bodies are holding the 5-minute FEG. I'd like to see that continue, and I'd like to see this 1-minute fair value gap inverse. I'm not a huge fan of the fact that we closed below all these order blocks holding up price. This is the final line in the sand, guys. So we're wicking so far, but again, if we close below this order block, we're definitely going to go back down to the lows. This is like the final area where price can reverse. Okay, so I like the body held, the OB. You see how this is the mean threshold? I showed you 50%. The body so far has held above. Again, if it doesn't hold above, we're just going to collapse here, and my stop. I almost got stopped out on that. I was a few ticks away from being stopped out, but I didn't. Again, because my stop is at 21,079. So I like this reaction. I want to see a 1 minute close above this fair value gap. If we do get a 1 minute close, market structure is definitely still bullish, and I would easily target, hopefully these highs, and then I would target equal highs later. So you guys can see here that the market is bullish, but they're trying to stop out longs, right? This order block is the last line in the sand, and we're seeing an immediate reaction after the mean threshold was hit. Bodies are closing. I'd like to see a full-bodied green candle here. That would be ideal. So far, I'm not seeing it. We're trading into this 1 minute and rejecting. So this could easily just be another sell model, but I think it's bullish, just based on what I'm seeing here. Again, don't enter a trade here. You should have entered a long time ago, and you should have been stopped out if you didn't get a good entry like me. But if this 1 minute inverses, you can try another long. If you haven't entered anything yet, I think that if this 1 minute inverses, we should easily go back up to this high. You can take your partial there or your full profit, or you can leave it to equal highs, whatever you prefer. But we want to see a bullish reaction here. We don't want to see a lack of displacement. We want to see displacement above the fair value gap to continue to the bullish side. Yeah. So you guys can see, I explained to you that I added one here and I added one at these lows because I was I wouldn't say fairly, I was very confident that at least this internal high would hit. So by averaging down on my position, because the entry was so high, it allowed me to be able to potentially hold runners in case we got drawdown like this, like we did. It allowed my entry to be low enough where I wouldn't get stopped out if we really were bullish. So hopefully I don't get stopped out here on the remaining position. Again, I'm out half, but we'll see what we get here. Ooh. Oh, so we are getting a reaction here that's bearish. I don't like this. But again, it doesn't mean we're not going to close back above. It just means that so far it doesn't look good. I would rather see this not be respected at all, and we're getting a big bearish reaction from it. But yeah, I would ideally like to see this wick be the low because it's the low of the 5-minute FEG. So I would rather not see this close below again. And yeah, so this is what I'm talking about, guys, that you're constantly watching price to see what happens. Now, this could be manipulation to drive us higher, but you wouldn't want to see these wicks here, right? Tells me that you're probably going to get stopped out here. This is why I don't like front running 1 minute OB or 1 minute fair value gap inverse setups, because this could happen. Again, we are still holding the order block's mean threshold, but this does not look promising. And I will probably be stopped out of my position, which is at 21,079. The other thing that can happen, guys, is we could trade all the way down to the low of the 2 minute, right? Because we have this 2 minute fair value gap, and stop everyone out below this low and then run it higher. But I'm not going to be in for that. I'm just going to let that trade get stopped out, and I will be done for the day. That is me, though. You know, we had a successful trade. Why would we re-enter the markets when we don't have to? I do like that we're still holding the mean threshold of the order block, but we really need to see bullish reactions very soon. It's also the macro is starting to end. It's very close to ending. We've got 5 minutes left. So we need to see big bullish reactions here and soon. Dude, Tesla's getting wrecked. 318. When does... I mean, Tesla had a huge move. Don't get me wrong. I'm grateful. But, like, when do they give it a break? Let it hit all-time highs. Like, Jesus. I think it hit 366. Okay, I like this reaction. 2 touches of the 2-minute fair value gap and the order block. Really need to see bullish candles here. I want to see a full-bodied green candle close above the 1-minute fair value gap. Okay, I like this so far. Definitely like this, but I want to see a 1-minute fair value gap close above. Come on, market, let's go. Pick it up. I want to go to the gym. Nice reaction so far. Let's get a 1-minute close above. Okay, so this is definitely promising. Uh, meh. Bad reaction. Damn, they're really lame. Really making this a lame leg of price. Ugh. Why can't we just have a clean day? Is that too much to ask? A clean leg that delivers us to equal highs without any problems. God forbid, huh? Ooh. That's just how I feel. Okay, my Celsius position's up, so I like that. You guys can see this is finally giving us bullish PA. Riot is getting destroyed. I was up like 50% on this, and now I'm up only like 20%, sadly. That's just how I feel. Oh, okay. Okay, NQ, let's go. We're forming another set of order blocks here, which I like. I just need to see a 1-minute inverse here. And don't worry, I will guide you guys through this trade. If it works out, I will show you what I'm seeing. Tesla though, bro. Really doing me dirty. Dude, Riot. Ugh, that's so disgusting. I should have taken profits of the daily for value gap. I told you guys about this yesterday, but on whatever time frame you're looking at, if you see a tiny fair value gap on the higher time frame that's really small, this can easily be a rejection zone. And unfortunately, we're rejecting. I mean, my cost basis is at 990. Actually, no, it's like 920, 929, 9.29. So I still have a ways to go before getting stopped on this trade, but hopefully we get a huge push. It's just weird that, oh, Bitcoin had a big rejection too. Bro! Come on, NQ. All right, guys, I'll be right back. But wait for a 1 minute close above this fair value gap if you want to take another long. But it looks like they were forming a lot of LRLR here. We'll probably get stopped out on this. They're going to probably take out this low right here. And then then the move will happen later. That's what I'm guessing is going to happen here. Yeah, this is lame. Yeah, you guys see all this LRLR that's forming here? Looks like they're going to smoke it. Unless we just get a miracle candle here. And yeah, I still have faith because it easily can still work, but it's not what I want to see right now. Again, we could get a miracle candle here, but I don't like all this LRLR that's forming like this. This is trendline liquidity. It's algorithmic. And eventually these will get run. Again, we could get the leg first, but I don't know. I don't know. But you guys have to understand too that if they're really going to run price and they want to cause max pain, they'll take out this low right here and trade to the low of the 2 minute, and then we'll get the bullish reaction. But maybe they'll do it here. I don't know. I'd love them to do it here. I'd love to get this 2 minute inverse. That'll be even better, guys. If you want to wait for the 2, you can do that. But again, I am indifferent. Obviously, I'd love the position to work, and I'll be sad if I get stopped out, but it's not going to cause me to go until, again, I have 50% of my profits taken, and the rest is up to God. It's in God's hands. Okay, guys, so keep an eye out for that. I'll be right back. God damn it. So what I do like about this consolidation is that it is potentially forming a bunch of order blocks. And if you're wondering what I'm eating, it's leftover pizza. So if we get a big push here, we'll have a lot of order blocks that are holding that price. But I told you guys already, we're forming a lot of trendline liquidity here. And we're holding a 1 minute bearish PD array. So we could easily come down and sweep these lows first and then get the run. But again, I've had my one trade. I'm heavy in green. I wouldn't say heavy, because I did have a half position loss earlier. But we're green enough where we don't have to take another trade today. Okay, so this looks like it's going to dump us now, guys, sadly. So lame. Oh, 3-bar reversal. Bro. I was just telling them about, I think you were the one that asked about ASML, right? Look at the reaction we had after trading into the monthly fair value gap yesterday. Huge bullish reaction here. So also ASML, if you missed it, we're in a long right now. We took half of our profits at this internal high, and we're holding the rest. I have a break even around 2079, which is right here. On the second half of the position, we're praying for a big push higher here, but we do have a lot of low resistance liquidity forming. So I think what's probably going to happen here is we're going to sweep these lows, take out this internal low, and then move higher. But if not, I should make some good money on this. But again, guys, we are out of our position half, so who cares what happens now, right? Now, I'll tell you in a second, hold on. Okay, so unfortunately, I think I'm going to get stopped out on this, but if you guys haven't taken a trade today, if we get a sweep of this internal low and we bounce perfectly from the low of this 2-minute fair value gap, I think that will be a good long setup to equal highs. I entered at 1029 and I averaged down at 1032. Wow, bullish reaction from the top of the two, guys. This might be where they give it to us. Right before my stop loss, too. Well, I'm starving. I don't know why. Doesn't look like they're going to give it to us, guys. I was hoping for that wick, but looks like they're going to close a body lower than it. We are technically, guys, still holding the 5 minute, right? If you look at the 5 minute, well, actually we closed below it. This PA is so bad. Wow, looks like they're going to give it to us, guys. I keep saying that back and forth, but actually looks decent. I still have faith that we're not going to get stopped out. Okay, very nice reaction. Let's see if we get a 2 minute close above the fair value gap here. So guys, again, if you are not in this, if we get a 2 minute close above here, I think that's a decent entry. Again, for another long. Actually, we have this 3 here, so maybe not. If we get a 3 minute close, I think that would be a decent entry. We also have a 5 minute if you want to wait for that. But honestly, if I were you, like fully, if you've already, if you haven't taken a trade, you can consider it. But honestly, the best entry was right here and then the average down right here. Ooh, yeah. Whoa. It's also interesting how we just missed midnight. Damn, that looked really good for a second. And then it smoked us. We just took out this internal high by a tick. Or did we leave equal highs here? Let's see. I think we took them out by a tick here, guys. Yeah, that does not look good now, sadly. So lame. Like, really, really lame. Definitely, fair value gaps definitely matter. Fair value gap lives matter, bro. No, in all seriousness, they definitely do matter today. So it looks like we're forming a nice 1 minute OB here. So hopefully this holds and this pushes us above the fair value gap. But yeah, there's days where we consolidate more and we use a lot of fair value gaps more than once. That can happen, but I still do like this. I just want to see a big push here. Ooh. Let's see if Z Ninja Monkeys chat post was the driver to bring us higher. If they emotionally drained him enough to where he says FEGs don't matter, and then they just run price. Let's see if we get the entry. I mean, if we get the push. No. But yeah, they're really making this run hard. That is for sure. That's just how I feel. Ooh. Yeah, guys, don't ever let anyone tell you that fair value gaps are not important. They're not the end all be all, but they are super important. Like right now, we are trading in this 1 minute, 2 minute fair value gap, and it's completely holding down price. But once we break out of it, I think we're going to have a huge blast off. And keep in mind, we're also close to the next macro. That happens at 11:50, so we got another 24 minutes until that. We've just been really working the 950 FVG today. Yeah, we definitely have. Hopefully it acts as support now. But again, I don't really care about, like, ICT likes to draw out a lot of FEGs out in price. Yeah, it probably helps, but I like using the most important ones, to me at least, are the current ones that are closest to price right now, which in this case is this 1 minute FEG. This is what's holding down price right now. And once we close above it, let's just say on the 2 minute even, so like right here or the 3 minute, that is when I think price is really going to move higher. About 20 minutes till the macro too, guys. About 20 minutes. But to me, I look at this and I see this huge down close candle and I think to myself, a lot of people are thinking short here. I think they're building up a lot of orders in this area, and then I think eventually they're going to run it way past it. Again, I could be wrong, but that's what I think is going to happen here. We have equal highs above. We have this obvious internal high here that's probably going to get hit. It's just a matter of being patient. I think eventually they will drive price there. Again, whether that means they come down first, sure, possible. This is a strong order block, though. You can see that there's a lot of wicks in here. So there's a lot of liquidity resting here, but also this is just liquidity being generated as orders. So maybe they drive it lower and then higher. I don't know, but I think this is the draw. Am I wrong? Am I wrong? And yeah, I think that they've just been consolidating for the whole AM session has been pretty choppy. If you guys look here, I think we're going to get a big push. Probably in the PM session, maybe during lunch. But it just looks like they're building up all these orders and they're just going to smoke this high. Because look at this, guys. A lot of people are short today, and there's this big red candle here. Okay, this to me just looks like a manipulation candle and that they're going to sweep this high at minimum. We're trading. We had a market structure shift. We're trading into bullish order blocks with wicks. Heading into a macro time. I think it's not a good time to be short. IMO. But again, I could care less. My entry is at 2079. I'm just telling you what I see. Also, we did, no, we haven't inversed this 5 yet. So if we get the 5-minute inverse here, that'll be another good place to enter longs. But man, they are making this tough. If you look at the 1 minute, it's literally the most disgusting barcode price action I've seen in a long time. So bad. I just think they're really trying to stop out longs. Yeah, this is terrible to watch. But again, it's not that bad when you're long from much lower. Like, I'm completely indifferent here. If I get stopped, I get stopped. If I don't, I don't. I've accepted the risk. I mean, there is no risk anymore, but I've accepted the possibility that I get stopped out. And I've also accepted the possibility of getting a huge push higher, hopefully in the macro time. God, just make a move. We got 15 minutes till the macro time, guys. This is wild. See. Oh, whoa, 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 whoa. Come on, market. Give us what we're looking for. Is anyone else still in a long? Or am I the only one left standing? Because my entry was lower than most, I think. Okay, I like this reaction. Oh, Doll's still in a long? Where's your entry, Doll? We got about 10 minutes, 12 minutes till the macro. Oh my goodness, just make the move. Do it before the macro. Let us go to the gym. Okay, I like this push. Hopefully we get a 5-minute close above here. We got 2 minutes till the candle close. Come on. Give us a nice push here. That's all we want in this world. We just want a nice push. And we'll take off we'll be good people. We'll take our profits. I won't even wait for the equal highs. I'll wait for the wick of the last candle of the leg, which is right here. I'll wait for the wick of this candle. Just give it to me. Please. Please. 2080 on MNQ. That's right. I remember you saying that. So we should get the 5-minute close above here, guys, which should push us above to this high at minimum. You could take a partial here if you want. I have been waiting too long to not hold this all the way to the close to the equal highs. I do like in the sense that we did miss midnight. So guys, praying that we get the 5-minute close above here. Really praying. We're almost there. 5 seconds left. Let's see if we get the close above. And let's go. So we should, in theory, just blast up here. We've had a lot of liquidity and a lot of orders being built up in this fair value gap. We should push higher here. If it closes back below this 5-minute fair value gap, guys, I'm out of the trade. I'll take my profits. I'm not going to risk sitting here for another 3 hours. Sorry. I have too much shit to do. Okay, I like this reaction so far. I want to see a big push here. Don't want to see it stall at all. I want to see massive moves, at least to this high. And then I will still sit here and watch until my target gets hit. Why is my computer glitching right now? Okay, we want to see this high get swept, guys. Market structure is bullish. Inverse to fair value gap. At minimum, we should go here. And then I want to see this 5-minute inverse, and I want to see the equal highs. I don't like that we're just lagging again. It's really not good. We want to see a push here. Ugh. Come on. No worries. I have no social life. This is all I do. Bro, all of us just trade, but I've got to go to the gym. I got some clients I got to call for some potential flips. The last thing I want to do is just sit on the chart forever. I just rather the market just deliver. Just deliver price. Like, is that too hard to ask? We're inversing a bearish 5-minute PD array. Everyone that's short has their stops above this high now. They're praying that it's not going to go up, and they have equal highs up here. This internal high. This is where the market's going. Just do it. God forbid. We got 8 minutes till the macro, so I mean it really should push now, but the most I'll give it is until the macro. But honestly, bro, as young men, if you're not like spending a majority of your time working, I'm sorry, but like you're messing up, in my opinion. If you actually want to be successful, if you care more about your social life than you care about working, that's a different story. But whatever you direct your energy towards, you're gonna succeed in. If you want the most girls, the most friends, then you'll succeed if you really want it. If that's what you desire most in life. But if you want a lot of money, and then using it to help others, God fucking damn it, bro. Look at this. This is wicking. I hate it. But I don't think it's gonna stop here. But for me, I care a lot more about helping my family and having a stress-free future where I can do whatever I want, hang out with who I want. And that is why I focus so much time on studying the markets and real estate and building businesses. And yeah, okay, so there is, okay guys, if you still have 2 contracts, take a partial there. Just in case this really messes with us again. But I do think at this point we will probably go to equal highs. Now it's just a matter of waiting for the macro time. But yeah, we're killing it. I'm going to move my stop above this order block. Because if we're going to come down here again, I don't know, the market's just come in complete fuckery mode. So I'm going to stop out at this order block here on the 1 minute, and yeah. Because I'm annoyed at this, and I'd rather just get my day finished. Hopefully we don't have to worry about it going down there, but worst case, I'm going to get a really nice partial for the second half of my trade. Still be up very big on the day, but I would rather it not trade back down to this order block. We got 6 minutes till the macro, so hopefully we hold price up until then. But if you really want, you can move it to the mean threshold of the OB, which is like, I don't know, somewhere in the 50% level of this leg. So like, I don't know, 150. But if we are truly bullish to these equal highs, we should not be stalling here. We should just run. And what better time than in a macro? It is lunch, which I don't like, but yeah. Okay, I like that candle. Very nice. So once the macro time starts, guys, if we leave this internal low right here, if we leave this low, I'm going to move my stop to break even here. Because we definitely should not trade back down to this low until this high hits, if we're bullish on the day. In fact, I'm going to do it right now because I just want this to keep pushing. If we don't keep pushing here, I'm not sitting at the charts for another 3 hours, okay? Sorry. I need to get my shit done. I mean, to be fair, it is only 8:46 a.m., but yeah. I'd rather just take profits, guys. Like right now, if this low hits, I'd rather just take my profits and be done than watch it come down, maybe trade back. It's just not of interest to me. And if the macro starts and we get and okay, so I just got stopped out on the trade, guys, for pretty big pretty big profits. I took again a partial at this internal high, and then I basically took a secondary partial at the same high. So it wasn't a full TP, but that's okay. Again, guys, I like this candle here. If we were truly bullish on the day, do you guys think that we would be rejecting after taking out this high? Probably not. We would be pushing much higher up to this internal high and then up to equal highs. Like this is just max pain. They're probably going to come down and stop everyone out below this LRLR now. It's just not worth it. Like, why am I sitting in this? Thank goodness I know how to manage a trade. That's all I'll say. So guys, I think that will be it for today. If you haven't liked the stream, we would really appreciate it if you do. Yeah, it was still a big win. We're still up very green on the day, so I could care less with what happens. My swing trades are printing. My CEL, my Celsius, and my ASML are both doing extremely well today. Tesla, even though, so that's interesting on my sold puts on Tesla. Even though Tesla has had a big dump over the last few days, my sold puts are still up almost 40% because my strike price is at 270. So as long as Tesla doesn't hit 270 by what date? By the 29th of October, so in 15 days, I'll take 100% profits on those. Bruh. If this 1 minute inverse is right now and we have a huge push here, I'm about to break my computer screen. All jokes, guys. But we are entering a macro and we're about to inverse a 1, so I wouldn't be surprised if this delivers us higher. What was I going to say? Yeah, so what did I say? Did I not say November? You know what? Should I just? It's only 8:46. Should I just watch this? We'll What did I say? Did I not say November? Did I have a brain fart? I could have sworn I said November. Maybe I didn't in my rage of this 1 minute candle. Oh, I said October. Yeah, I meant November 29th. So in 15 days. As long as Tesla's above 270, I'm gonna collect premium on like 3 contracts. So that'll be 235 times 3. What is that? 700. About $700, which is not bad for 15 days of doing nothing. It's just extra little side income. If not, I'll have to buy 300 shares of Tesla at 270. So I would be happy to own more Tesla shares at that point. What else? Riot is doing okay. The only trade right now that I have that is not doing fantastically is Boeing. If Boeing closes the month below $140, I will have to cut the position. But it's a very small position anyway, so it's not a big deal. But look at this, guys. Right in the macro time, we're getting the 1 minute inverse. All right. Okay, I'm getting distracted here. So, guys, best of luck to you. I'm gonna end the stream here, and yeah, hopefully you guys made a killing today. If you guys want to stay on, tape read this 1 minute IFVG, and we're in a macro time, this will probably deliver us to these equal highs now. But I'm all out.